So what would happen to your e-commerce business if your Meta account, IG, or Facebook page got hacked? In this video, I'll show you how to protect yourself from offshore hackers so you never have to worry about getting hacked by Meta in the future. With over 15 years of Meta marketing experience, I've helped hundreds of brands grow and scale through social media advertising on Meta's platform. My agency and the brands we work with have collectively spent hundreds of millions of dollars on the platform, and we know it like the back of our hand. This past week, one of our oldest clients had their Instagram account hacked. Even after countless trainings and consulting with them year after year on what to do and what not to do to prevent these hacks, they still got stuck. So with that being said, let's dive into how to prevent any hacks on Meta. So what's the problem with hackers on Meta? Well, hackers will do whatever it takes to get access to your page. They're maliciously trying to get access to your page, where it's a personal page, whether it's a business manager, an ad account, a pixel, whatever it is, to do something malicious. And why do they do this? Well, they either want to hold your page for ransom or they want to commit fraud. So let's start off by talking about a couple different examples of hacks that happen on the platform. So the biggest one that we've had to deal with over the last 18 to 24 months, and this is something that has been such a pain. It's drained so much energy out of my team, and we have worked countless hours to get this resolved for our clients. So the top hacks that we see are an IG hack or a Facebook page hack. This is where hackers will get access to your page, whether it be a personal page or a business page. We primarily see this with business accounts. You know, if you're a brand and you've built your business on the back of social media advertising, specifically on your Instagram page or a Facebook page, hackers know that, and they know that that asset is extremely valuable to you, and you will do whatever it takes to try to get that back. So most of the time, someone maliciously gets access to that, and they are going to do something with it. We're going to talk about what they usually do with it in a minute, but the top priority right now is an IG and a Facebook page. That's what we normally see. Mostly we see IG. Due to the issues with sharing access to IG and the issues with people not having double opt-in authentication set up, passwords being shared online, we see a lot of issues with Instagram. And the reason that I'm making this video is it happened to one of our oldest clients this past week. And as I'm making this video, they currently have not received access to their page yet. So it's a serious thing. 9 out of 10 times, something bad's gonna happen here, right? It's not that easy to get an account back once it's been taken away from you. And a lot of the time, these hackers are doing something malicious where they're either going to run some sketchy affiliate offer through your page. They're going to change the name of your page. They're going to do something like that. They're going to start DMing people with some crypto scam. And when they do those things, Meta sees, oh, this page is now doing malicious intent, and we're going to shut it down. And even with you reaching out to Meta support, it can be extremely challenging to get that page back. So the second form of a hack attack that we see is a Meta ad account. Obviously, Meta ad accounts are another very, very valuable asset to a brand. You have a credit card hooked up to that. You run ads through that account. For most brands, especially D2C brands, this is the lifeblood of their business. And if this thing gets hacked, if it gets taken away from you, it is a big deal. The number one thing we see with Meta ad accounts getting hacked is hackers will start running some type of sketchy affiliate deal, or they're running some type of offer that's phishing for people's information. And they're doing this because what they're doing is complete fraud, bare bones of it. They want to leverage the fact that you have credit with your ad account, and Meta's going to be able to rack up at least $900 to a couple $1,000s in ad spend on your card until they figure out what's going on, you figure out what's going on, and you can get that shut down. So the third thing we see is personal pages getting hacked. A lot of the founders that we work with, you know, even though they built their brands through e-commerce and they're on social media, they are not that active on social media themselves through their personal page. And for the most part, they might not even have access to their page, or they may have not been logged into their page for a few months. So it's super important for every founder and executive that roundtable wise is in charge of making sure these assets are part of the business, that you have an active Facebook page. That Facebook page is verified, and that page has a password that you can easily access. We've seen it too many times in the past where another agency or a contractor has essentially set up some assets around the business, either a brand page, a pixel, product feed, a meta ad account. And when that person leaves, they might not leave on the best terms. And that person may do something malicious in the future. Like we've seen brands' pages get deleted by past contractors. I've seen ad accounts held hostage. It's so important that you own these assets. You have your business manager set up, and the executives around the business all have access to this. And if you know Meta, you know the only way to really have access to these pages is to have a personal account. A business manager is useless if you don't have a personal page that has access to that business manager that houses those assets. This needs to be taken very seriously. And 9 out of 10 times we see an issue, it's because these things were not a priority in someone's business. It's low-hanging fruit. It's easy. Stay within compliance. Keep your password safe, and make sure you know how to log in and access these things. Next is a business manager attack or a business deletion, right? We've seen hackers actually take control of business manager accounts, move assets like pixels and ad accounts and other pages to other business manager accounts and delete these pages. So it's super important that you as a business, like I said, own your business manager. You have full access, and you're the only admins behind it that can actually work together. It's also a good best practice to make sure any contractors or agencies you work with are legitimate organizations with no malicious intent, and they understand that they have a fiduciary responsibility to also protecting your page. Because anyone that has access to these assets needs to have a fiduciary responsibility to protecting those passwords, to making sure no one else can log in. And once again, once someone's done working with you, you should make sure that they no longer have access, just like you would do with their Klaviyo account or their Shopify account. So overall, those are the 4 key types of hacks that we see overall. And like I said, they're all important because they can all intertwine with each other. So now we're going to talk about how to prevent these hacks from happening to you. Well, good news for you. Last year, Meta finally put in a compliance section into the way that they verify businesses. We've been able to verify businesses through Business Manager by supplying business documentation and kind of going through a Meta verification process. But on top of that business manager verification, it's super important that you go through the Meta verified process on a business plan. And I recommend you either go with a Business Plus or a Business Premium. There's a lot of different levels based off of what you can do. But the great thing is you'll actually get a Meta verified blue badge, which, if you guys knew years ago, that was only available to key influencers. The process to get Meta verified in the past, specifically on Instagram, was super challenging, and Meta would hand out verification to celebrities and key influencers who were having their pages spoofed and were having other hacking issues. But it wasn't a good process. You had to submit verification. They were backed up and they never did anything with it. And once in a while, we would hear that someone would get it. And then there was a lot of chatter, and there was an occasional person that you could pay 5 or 10 grand to, who knew someone at Meta and could streamline your verification. Meta really cracked down on that and realized that there was a lot of this underground, pay some sketchy dude to get your account verified. It wasn't good for the company. It wasn't good for the consumer. And the great thing is these new Meta verified plans, depending on the plan that you're going to choose, is going to allow you to get Meta support. It's going to let you to get a verified badge, and it's going to give you access to a couple of other items that are really going to help you enhance your profile and just make sure that things are buttoned up. Now, you might ask yourself, why would I pay Meta some type of monthly fee to get this done? Well, at the end of the day, if you're spending tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands, or if not millions of dollars a month on Meta as a platform, you want to eliminate as much risk as possible from something like this happening. And the great thing is, once you get into business premium, you can actually have multiple team members' personal pages get verified as well, to make sure that if something happened to their page, you're going to be okay as an organization. I really love this move from Meta. I personally tested this out when it went live, I think a year and a half, 2 years ago for my personal page. I think it's great as a platform overall, and this is going to be a key element that's going to actually let you get support. Even though you get support through your ad accounts, and you potentially may get support through a Meta ad rep, those channels are very challenging to help get anything done once a hack actually goes through. And by having your account verified, that's going to put the ticket up to the top and help you get your account back when something bad happens. So like I said, spend the money. It's 100% worth it. And there's a lot of other little cool things, like getting access to posting links through Reels directly, posting additional links in your bio. There's things like that that will enhance your profile as well, besides the support and the badge overall. So that's number one. Get any type of employees, your media buyers, creators, analysts that are also involved in your accounts verified as well. If you're a founder and you're building your business on the top of that, you should 100% have your personal page verified. Get it done. It's going to get you access to support, and it's going to help you get your page back if something ever bad happens. Number two, turn on double opt-in authentication for your accounts. Guys, make sure that there is another line in the fire in case someone gets your account information. It's happened time and time again. If you don't have double opt-in authentication and even turned on through the Authenticator app or through, SMS, things are going to happen here, so turn that on. Next, this is by far the most important way that you will prevent yourself from getting hacked, is do not respond to fake messenger DMs and emails. I can't tell you, every time I've heard of an account getting hacked, it's 100% through a fake Meta email that looks like it's coming from support, or a fake DM. Now, you might ask yourself, Mark, how do I know if the email is fake? Well, the email, if it's not coming from meta.com or facebook.com, if it's coming from some sketchy made up domain, or it's coming from some Gmail, what happens, these hackers will scrape the HTML code so it'll look like a real Meta email, and it'll have some link and says, click here to verify your account, or click here to do this, or click here to do that. Look and see who's sending the email. If it's not from that root domain, do not click on it. It's a fake email. That's number one there. Number two, DMs through Messenger. We see this all the time, and I do not know how Meta has not fixed this. There's thousands of fake pages out there that says like Meta marketing support, like all these variations of pages, and they'll send you DMs saying that you need to get something done, and in that DM they'll usually send a link. That link will have some malware or some malicious intent that will give the hacker access to your computer or your account. You need to make sure you do not click on that, right? Once again, Meta's not going to be sending you a DM from some sketchy link or something like that. Normally, you can also see what page is sending it. And if it's from some random page that you click on, you know that you shouldn't be clicking on that. So overall, this is what happened with a client this last week that lost their account right now. This is what happened to multiple clients over this past year. And it takes so much time and energy. Like I told all of our clients moving forward and anyone we work with, I'm like, listen, if we have to work on this, it's cost plus labor. And I can't guarantee that I'll get the page back. It's taken us up to 6 months to get some pages back and access to some of these assets. So I highly recommend you follow these rules and make sure it's all taken care of. Next up, make sure your business manager and business is set up properly on Meta. Like we talked about the verification process before, make sure your domain's verified, make sure you do not have any old contractors or people that have access or old employees that have access to any of these assets. Clean it up, audit this quarterly, make sure it's buttoned up, and make sure if you're working with a partner, like an agency partner like Breadloaf, when we manage, dozens of brands, Meta accounts on a monthly basis, make sure that you're working with a good partner that understands this and is also going to be following up in that account to make sure that they're moving. Also, a great partner is going to be a Meta marketing partner in the first place. Breadloaf's a Meta marketing partner, and therefore we have our own business manager. The only way we're going to get access to assets is by requesting it through our business manager. If you're working with some contractor and they're saying, make me an admin or an owner of certain pages or certain assets, they don't have a business manager, probably not someone you want to work with. Lastly, change your password if it's been compromised immediately. Now, I can't tell you time and time again, if you think that you've been hacked on a specific platform, right away, change your email password, change your Meta password, change your IG password, just change those passwords right away. If you think it's been compromised, change it immediately. That's the number one thing you can do right away before a hacker can do something on the back end. Also, clean your computer, clean your cache, like go through a standard protocol and just make sure everything's buttoned up. There's so many hacks going on these days. I can't tell you how easy it is to just make sure that your password is changed if you think it's been compromised. If you follow these steps, I guarantee you, you're going to minimize the risk of getting hacked on Meta, which is a complete pain in the ass, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy. But remember, if you're really serious about not getting hacked, then you need to build a protocol into your business, as any employee or team member is at risk here at any given time. If you want expert guidance on implementing these Meta verification protocols into your business, check out the link in the description below and see how we can work together. And if you're interested in more tips, watch my next video where I discuss how to create a campaign calendar for your e-commerce business today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Love you, and I'll see you later. Peace.